games ever get old? Season openers, do you still get the butterflies at all, or are you kind of past all that?
No, I mean you still get that feeling. It's a little different when you're a little bit more familiar with it. It turns from nerves to just excitement. So definitely still get it, but it kind of fades as far as the anxiety of the whole deal. But definitely ready to get to work.
How excited are you then, Davante, just to see what this looks like with the new personnel around you, especially at quarterback?
Yeah, man, real excited. I mean, we've been working hard at it for a minute now. Been together since OTAs, and been grinding to get it going in the right direction. So, it'll be fun to see once we get some stuff on tape what it looks like. That way we can make corrections and keep improving.
Davante, any adjustments you've had to make to your game in the offseason with a new quarterback and Jimmy, or same old?
No, same thing. Just getting adjusted to a new person throwing it. But as far as my game, no.
Are there still little matchup things that excite you? I mean, the Broncos have a lot of hype on their corners. Like, is that the kind of thing that you get excited about?
Nah, not. I don't honestly. I don't care who I play against. I go out there. I don't discriminate. I treat everybody the same way when we go out there, and and that's not like a disrespectful thing, but it's just I'm more concerned about what we're doing as a football team and what I'm doing personally over what the defense has to offer.
Davante, now that you're going into year 2 with this coaching staff, how do you feel like they've done in terms of kind of connecting with players and forming relationships, not just through a football lens, but just knowing who you are as humans?
Good. We got some personal coaches. Definitely some guys that are interested in learning about the person, which is a vital piece of connecting and doing well as a team, is understanding people that you're working with. So we got some guys that preach communication and just openness, and kind of not going into anything with any surprises, but like I said, open communication, and I appreciate that from them.
You're somebody that's vocal when you have something in terms of feedback to give, whether it's football related or something else. Have you seen some of the feedback that you've given being acted upon by the coaching staff?
I mean, countless times. Last year throughout games, we talk. I come back. They. I mean, it's not even something that they want to listen to. They say, hey, we need to hear that from you. Anything you feel out there, obviously, there's a scale as far as how much they trust certain people coming in with certain things. If you're a rookie, you can't walk in here saying, hey, coach, I need to run this on that guy or whatever. We don't need to be in man on defense. Like, we do this. It comes with the reps and the respect of understanding, obviously knowing that the guy knows what he's talking about. So it's a two-way street, and I try not to come in with too much stuff. That way it's felt. The person that's talking all the time, nobody really wants to hear him the same way. So I try to be selective about the times I bring things to them, but they do a good job of applying it. When it's time.
Davante, you're obviously one of the leaders of this team, a captain. Second year, there was a situation that occurred yesterday with Chandler. How do you make sure that doesn't affect anybody in that locker room heading into game 1?
Everybody's got to focus on what we got to focus on, and the only thing that's important this week is this game. So just got to lock in on that.
Davante, this offseason you spoken publicly about talking to Josh and kind of being there through him. How much of a difference have you noticed with him being back in the locker room just over a week?
I mean, I've noticed it in my mood, other guys' moods. Just having a key piece of your football team around, it's going to naturally boost everybody's mood. Their willingness to come to work. Everybody's been coming to work, and it's been the same as it was last year. But it's a little bit more fire when you get one of your guys back, and when you get a guy like Josh back, who's a captain and a leader of this football team. It kind of, like I said, gives the team a little extra juice.
There's some young guys on this offense: Trey Tucker, Michael Mayer. You take them under your wing a little bit, especially in a week like this, to kind of settle those nerves so that they're ready to perform the way they need to?
No, they're on their own. I was on my own. They're on their own.
No. But do you feel like they're kind of wired for the right?
Of course. I mean, these guys, these are easy guys to work with. Trey's one of my favorite rookies I've ever had. Obviously, he's a crazy talent out there, got speed and a lot of things that are tough to coach, but just him as a person makes it easy, coming to work with him. And, he's the type of guy, he told me about a month ago, he came up and said, I'm going to ask you at least one question every single day and learn something from you, whether it's football, something about life, whatever. I'm going to make sure I ask you something every day. And he's been on it. It's been a couple of days where he hasn't, but I watched it like the first 4 days. He came up to me with something every day. So, working with guys like that, and obviously I haven't been working directly with Michael the same, and he's a quiet guy as well, but you can tell, I'll be having a conversation with Hoop about something, and he'll kind of creep over there and start listening a little bit. So these guys are willing to learn and fun to work with, so it makes it easy.
What kind of questions did he ask you for Trey?
I mean, all different types of things. That type of stuff we'll keep between me and Trey, but it can be something about a route, something about life. You know, how do I deal with, coming in, balancing a new playbook and adding your own sauce to routes and different things. It's been a million different times we've talked about stuff, and you know, he's a quiet kid, but you know, one-on-one in those type of situations, that's where you see him start to kind of, I don't know what the word is, but just not unfold, but you know what I mean. Like open up a little bit. I guess that's the word. Open up and get a little bit more comfortable and talk and continue to learn with us.
Have you noticed like a progression in his questions of like, oh, he's starting to get it maybe along the way?
I mean, he's asked amazing questions out the gate, so it's really just a wide range. It's not always a question that I'll get that's like, wow, amazing question, but it'll be, you know, sometimes it is, and it's just like a real question. You know, it's, like I said, it's a pretty wide range.
Couple more.
You mentioned that he had crazy talent. You know, as you get further along in your career, can you start sensing that and seeing that from younger players, like they got a little something special?
I mean, you can see it at any point, no matter where you're at in your development. It's easy to see when a guy gets it and very mature. Obviously, there's hundreds of things to work on. I mean, I got a whole lot to work on still. So it's obviously things you can build on, but the type of questions that he asks, the detail that he has, the way he studies and the way he goes about it, not a big talker. You know, he's like an old school rookie, the way you want him. So, like I said, when they're that way, it makes everything a lot more smooth and easier in the room.
Along those lines, I talked with Nate Hobbs, and he said that you make him a better cornerback. That you taught him patience and route running and whatnot. Do you take pride in that as well, like even helping out defensive players to try to help them better their game?
For sure, I take just as much pride in helping Nate as I do any of the other receivers. I mean, we all one unit. You know, we doing this in camp the whole time, but at the end of the day, we all trying to. You know, I want him to be able to cover the things that he's going to see on every Sunday. So when we have opportunity, and obviously I'm going to have more creativity to certain things, and I assure him sometime if I come back, with a win on the route, like you're not going to see anybody to run it that way. So you'll be good, covering it the cookie cutter way. I want to make sure I give you a little extra something to see. That way, on Sundays it's easier. And he's the same way as Trey and those other young guys, where he's always asking questions and locked in if I'm talking to somebody else, trying to figure out what it is that he can do to make himself better too. So, if everybody's on that, we'll be a good team.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thank you.